Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to episode 187 of the FAB and Fearless Business Booster Shot Show. My name is Yinka. I am a business strategist. I am a coach, I'm a speaker, and I am an author. And I support women to create wealth in and through their businesses by helping them to focus on what matters most for the business, which is cash flow and strategy, and what matters most for the business owner, which is mindset and habits. It is my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to this 187th episode of the Booster Shot Show, where each week at 1:30 p.m. UK time on a Wednesday, I come to you with a short, sharp shot to boost both you and your business with one powerful truth and one actionable tip. So if you can see and hear me over on my LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube socials, jump into the chat, come and say hello, and let us get this party started just right. Hello, fabulous Asmara. It is so good to have you here over on LinkedIn, and thank you for letting me know that we are indeed live over on LinkedIn. Our LinkedIn was not working last week, so we are excited to see this elevation. I'm just going to double check really quickly that I am live over on Facebook and YouTube. I'm going to turn down my phone so that it is not shouting at me. Hello, fabulous Stacey Casson. So good to have you here. Welcome, Ratna. So lovely to have some of my actual faves in the building. It is so good to see you here, ladies. So just while I check the tech on my side, I would so love. Hey, Asheen, lovely to have you here. Welcome, awesome lady. I am just checking Facebook and YouTube, but ladies, come into the chat on a scale of 1 to 10. Let me know how you are doing today. 1 is, Yinka, things could not be any worse. 10 is, woo, Yinka, things could not be any better. Let me know on a scale of 1 to 10 how you are feeling today. That's number 1. And number 2, we are talking about crafting your business success story. I'm so excited to share this with you today. We get to talk about 2 of the things that I love most, business and storytelling. So I'm really excited to share this metaphor with you and to really give you some insights to really support you to create some magic in your business. So that is what we're talking about today. So tag a friend. If you have a friend who runs a business, side hustle, main hustle, any version of the hustle, and you know that she is incredible at what she does. She makes magic in this world, and she could really do with a little shot in the arm, a little bit of pep in her step, as it relates to crafting her business success story. Tag her now so that either if she is available and online, she can catch this party live, and if not, she can come in and watch us on team replay. So we have some scores. Asheen is a 6. Thank you so much, awesome lady. Ratna is a strong 9. We love to see it. Asmara is a 9 because she's a lucky so-and-so who had a session with me this morning. We love to see it. Yeah, I'm feeling a 9, ladies. I'm not going to lie. And first of all, can I just state for the record how beautiful and how awesome it is to have just had so much love from my incredible Booster Shot community last week. I came in last week and I was at like a 4. And to be honest, I was probably about a 2. I was having such a difficult day. And normally I do all the exercises and all the things and the breathing and the affirmations. And I was still at a 4 when I came in, and I made a commitment to myself, that I would do what I could to change my state. And I did. I was started at a 2, I got to a 4, but I still wasn't in a very good way. And then the other thing that I committed to was really sharing honestly where I am. So we do not, whitewash, silver wash, whatever color of your choosing wash this entrepreneurship journey. So I shared that I was a 4. And so many ladies were like, Yinka, you're never at a 4 when you come and do the Booster Shot show. And the love and the support and the kindness that I received was just so lovely. And I really, really want to honor that and thank all of you who was so kind to me in just checking in on how I was doing and being lovely in terms of the connection and just checking in on how I am. I am live over on Facebook. I've just seen my delightful little face, so we are ready to roll, and I'm excited. Thank you so much, LinkedIn user, which is either Sonia or Sharon, who is at an 8. So The reason I wanted to talk to you today about crafting your business success story is because, ladies and gents, there is nobody more important in your business success story than you. I would love to tell you that you are the hero of your business success story, but you are even more important than that because you are the author. You are the author of your business success story. That's something that we often forget. We get so caught up in the story of what's happening in the economy, what's happening in the marketplace, what's happening in the reset. Like there's always something going on. And it's very easy to look at those things that are going on and to think that we don't have the power that we actually do have, or we don't have the capability that we absolutely do have. It's easy to forget we are the author, but we are the author. And so that's the reason why I wanted to share this idea with you today, because we hold the pen. And in the story that we are writing about our business as well as our lives, we hold the pen. We hold the pen. Like it's rare for me to start with my one powerful truth, but that is the one powerful truth. When it comes to the story of your business or your life, you are the author. You hold the pen. Don't give that pen away to anybody else. Someone please drop that in the chat for me. When it comes to the story of your business and your life, you are the author. You hold the pen. Do not give that pen away to anyone else. It is such a potent privilege and power to be the holder of the pen of the story of your own life. And the fact is that everyone is. But do you know how easy it is to give that pen away to somebody else? To the economy, to the government, to the taxes, to the marketplace, to the season, to the month, to your hormones, to the vibes. We give our pen away so often, but we are the author. And it is such a powerful and important privilege to have and to remember that we have so that we will use it wisely. So often we're in a position where we are not being intentional with that pen. So we put it down and stop writing. Or even worse, we hand it over to other people and then wonder why what's in our book is not what we want to see. As with all things, they will come about by design or by default because the time will pass anyway. And so let me know, jump in the chat, let me know if that powerful truth resonates with you today. And I really want to be clear, but also really vulnerable. And let you know that we all forget that we hold the pen. Part of the reason why I was a 4 out of 10 last week, coming in strong on a 9 today, yay. But I was a 4 out of 10 last week because I forgot that I am the pen holder. This thing that is going on, all the things that I'm dealing with, all the things that are going on, I'm the person that holds the pen. And I was like, oh, but I can't like I've run out of ink or, whatever the story, whatever. The point is that I hope that the sound of my voice as you hear it today reminds you of your incredible power and incredible agency in the story of the success of your business and your life. And so, like any good story, I wanted to talk about some of the components that is going to make your business success story even more powerful. So, what I did is I went to do a little bit of research on the power of storytelling. And I wanted to do a bit of research on what it takes to make a really good story. And I was really surprised, but also really delighted that what it takes to make a really good story is also what it takes to have a really successful business. And so I thought I would bring some of those components with you today. Now, the first thing I would say is that there is not an agreed number of components of a successful story. If you Googled it, or if you searched it, or if you GPT'd it, or however you decide to search, there's 5 essential steps, there's 7 essential steps, there's 10 essential steps. There are so many different steps that they claim has to be included in a really powerful story. But I'm just going to give you a couple that really resonated with me before I give you my one actionable tip today. So, the first component of any great story is a fabulous but complex main character. The fabulous, complex main character. Like the stories we love are not where the hero is like flaxen haired and bulging muscles and everything goes perfect and they're amazing and they get the girl and or they get the guy, whatever. It isn't a everything is perfect story. For your business to be successful, it needs to have that complex for you to write a successful business story. That complex main character has to be in there. And spoiler alert, yes, you hold the pen. You are also the main character when it comes to your business success story. And so let me like look down the camera. Apologies to any of the Gen Zers or Gen Alphas that find that uncomfortable. But let me say this. So many of you are trying to run a business and create success for your business without being the main character. You're trying to create success while not being seen, while not being visible, by not going on the journey. And I just want to let you know that that's not going to work, darling. It's not going to work. For your business to be a success, you have to be the person who is that complex main character. That hero of that business success journey is you. Now I get it. What you are not hearing me say, because I do not want it for myself, I'm not saying you have to be famous. I'm not saying that you have to be robbed of your privacy and anonymity and you can't go to the shops and everybody knows your name. Like that is not what I'm talking about. But what I am talking about is strategic and intentional visibility. What I am talking about is potent and important and authoritative leadership. It needs to be you. If you are the head of your business, then head your business. If you are the leader, then be the leader. But that business success story you don't get around needing that potent and powerful, complex main character in the story. It just doesn't work without it. So ask yourself, are you trying to write an amazing story without being the main character? Ask yourself. You don't have to confess to me. But just ask yourself if that's kind of what you've been trying to do. Are you trying to be on the DL? Are you trying to get it done, but without really being seen? Because if you are, it is not going to work. It's not going to be as effective as it needs to be. So that's number one. Number two, when I was looking at the components of a successful or components of a great story and how it related to a successful business, were the second point that really became powerful was the need for transformation and an objective. So I'm going to group these two together. Transformation and an objective. Can someone drop in the chat for me, in the comments for me, about the importance of a complex main character in any successful story and in business? If someone could please put that in the comments. You may have already done that. Unfortunately, the comments are not coming through right now, and I don't know if that's just because the tech is teching or because you are so transfixed by all of this fabulosity and therefore you are not actually typing anything right now. So we need, in a successful and important story, there has to be some form of change and there has to be some form of purpose or objective. And I think that the extension as to how important that is in business is pretty obvious and straightforward. We need to make sure that our business creates change in the marketplace, change for our clients, but even more importantly, change for ourselves. How many of you are different as a result of running your business? Like I don't have enough hands to put up for how different I am running my business. It is definitely a powerful but a wild set of transformations. And yet, that purpose is so important. It is so important that we create in line with the purpose and what we are here to do. You will not craft a business success story if you are not creating transformations in the marketplace, in your clients or in yourself. But you will also not have as successful a story as you want if you are not aligned to your purpose. And so my question to you, as you hear again the sound of my voice, is what has been, when was the last time you aligned with the purpose of your business? That you really got super crystal clear about what this is all about. Because that transformation and that objective that is needed to make a successful story is also really potent as it relates to creating success in your business. So that's number two. Number three that I wanted to share is that a successful, hey Lynette, thank you so much for joining me live today. So excited to have you here on Facebook. We are talking about crafting your business success story. And I've shared two components so far. I've got a couple more to go of the components of a really powerful story and how that relates to crafting a successful business and your successful business stories. So element number one was a complex main character. Element number two was about having an objective and creating transformation. Element number three is the one that we all want to avoid, but definitely makes a story much more exciting and effective. And that is tension, obstacles, challenge. Like, don't nobody care about the once upon a time there was a person who got everything they want and lived happily ever after. Nobody cares about that story. Now, don't get me wrong, that's the story we all want. That's like full disclosure, everybody wants that story. Once upon a time, Yinka got what she wanted and she lived happily ever after with no drama. Every one of us would take that story in our lives, but we will never watch or engage with that story as we read it, as we interact with it. And to be honest, that is not how a successful business is created anyway. Like, literally, the definition of the mandate of a business is to solve problems for a profit. And so business is going to include problems. Business is going to include challenges. That is part and parcel of what is the life and the experience of running a business. And the reason I really want to presence this is because it is so easy for us, especially when we're in the middle of things that make us like hold our breath. It's so easy for us to say, oh, I'm experiencing all of these problems, so I must be doing something wrong, or there must be something wrong with me. Or even more fun, look at everyone, everything is great for everybody else and everything is drama for me. And what I want you to understand is no. A successful business is born of challenge, it's born of obstacle, it's born of difficulty and tension, as is great story. Like, every time I go through a season of challenge, I tell myself that it is spice, what I call spice for the autobiography. I'm not writing an autobiography, by the way, but maybe I should. Anyway, that's another story. But what I will say is that I often talk about spice for the autobiography whenever I'm in a season of challenge. Let me know in the chat if you resonate, if your autobiography is proving to be super spicy at this particular time. I definitely know how challenging, the running of a business can be from time to time. And what I will definitely say is that, yes, it is challenge. No, I'm not suggesting for a second that it should be challenge and hair raising and drama all the time. But running a business is tough stuff. It really is tough stuff. And it isn't tough because you did something wrong. And it isn't tough because you don't know what you're doing. And it isn't tough because, other people know better than you. It's tough because it's a tough thing to do. It's tough because we are socialized into employee mindset throughout the entire, history of our education, our formal educational lives. And so we come into a space of doing something completely different in entrepreneurship. And that's going to take decades. Well, that is working against decades of pre-programming. As Mara says, I say it's the stuff that makes the biopic hilarious. Exactly. So what I want you to understand is that a great story comes with challenge, it comes with tension, it comes with obstacles, and so does a great business. Now, that doesn't necessarily make for great experience in the moment, but I want you to understand just how many incredible things are forged of fire. It's so important that you don't get into your mind that I am going through this terrible time because there's something wrong with me or I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm not, it isn't that you are not doing the wrong thing, but I'm just saying that telling yourself a deficit or lack story about yourself compounds the challenge that you are going through. It makes you forget the power and the agency you have. It makes you forget the fact that you have gotten through every single one of the terrible days that you have ever had in the past. And so your life is a living, breathing winning streak. That's what it makes you forget. And therefore, that story doesn't serve you. So don't hold on to it. Hey Gina, lovely to have you here. Gina has said, I love the idea of looking at challenges as spice for the autobiography. I'm in a biz season at the moment and will remind myself of that perspective. I love that. Thank you so much. Sonia has shared, powerful stories are similar to running a successful business. Yes, complex main character, number one. Number two is having an objective and creating transformation. Number three is tension, obstacles, and challenge. And number four, a great story, in my opinion. And again, some people differ, some people disagree. But for me, a great story has some form of treasure. No, not every story is a pirate story, but every story has some form of treasure. Sometimes that treasure is physical. Yes, gold doubloons, we love to see it. Other times, that treasure is connection, it's love, it's self acceptance. Sometimes that treasure is an elevated self perception. Sometimes that treasure is a sense of peace, is a new way forward, is hope for the future. But there is something about a story that leaves you feeling great or really impacts you. There is treasure within. And as it relates to business, woo, the treasure found in business. Well, what can I say? There's so much treasure found in business, from the lives that you touch and you change to seeing how you unveil this incredible version of you, to using your cash flow to create incredible wealth and changing your lives, the life of your family, generations before you, having that come after you, having a completely different experience to those that came before. There is so much treasure in business. Like, I cannot overstate how exciting it gets to be when you focus on what matters most. Yes, spoiler alert. What matters most for the business is cash flow and strategy. What matters most for the business owner is mindset, energetics, habits. You ain't getting past those doors to get to that treasure. It doesn't happen. And so every great story has some form of treasure, some upside, some reason to get excited, some reason that there's some payoff. And there are definitely, different points in the story. If you think about some of the greats, yes, Rocky wins the match. If you think about some, the biggest stories, and to be honest, I've never seen The Godfather, so I've heard it's one of the greatest movies of all time. I'll take everybody's word for it. I've never actually seen it. But when you think about the stories that capture our hearts and live in our memories, there is some form of treasure within, not only for those within the story, but for us as readers too. And so I want to remind you, ladies and gents, of the power of recognizing the treasure that is found in your business every single day. Yes, cash flow every day, happy days. But let's talk about being the person who runs their own thing, being the person who had an idea and decided to pursue making it real, How about knowing yourself to be that person as a treasure? How about the communities and the spaces and the coaches and the mentors and the business besties that you meet and greet and connect with along the way? How about the opportunities that it gives you to be more present with your family? Ladies, jump in the chat. Ladies and gents, jump in the chat and let me know. Drop a treasure that your business is giving you right now, whether you like what your bank account is saying to you or not. Drop a treasure for me that your business is giving you right now. And let's really hold that sense of gratitude in the moment. Because gratitude and celebration is where it's at. That's how we get even more of the things that we want. The more you appreciate, the more there is to appreciate, because what you appreciate appreciates. And so that some form of treasure is so incredibly powerful. And the last piece, and I'm conscious of the time, and I'm about to meet my ladies at 2 o'clock, so I'm going to run really quickly. But the last thing that a great story has is some form of structure. Structure. And that might be beginning, middle, end. That might be like hook, body, conclusion, call it whatever you like. But there is some form of recognizable structure to help put these things together. Ladies and gents, I've said this 101 times, so I'm going to make it 102. You cannot run a successful business on vibes. You can't run a successful business on vibes. It needs structure, it needs routines, it needs built in habits and support that creates opportunity for the business to do its best work. It is the reason why I am so evangelical about focusing on the cash flow, because that cash flow serves as a foundation to build all the rest of the business. Please don't make the mistake of thinking that I'm only about the cash flow for cash flow foundational purposes. Cash flow is important and gets to create magic at every stage of business. Nobody is scaling from idea to 5 figures, from 5 figures to six, from 6 to 7. No one is scaling without cash flow. But cash flow is very much the vehicle. It is the transportation to your transformation. And so do not underestimate that structure. Do not underestimate the importance of not just giving your business structure, but giving yourself structure too. Giving yourself containment, allowing yourself to be supported, putting yourself in spaces where you feel that you get support and you are given the opportunity to focus on what truly matters. Do not underestimate the power of structure in your business, in your stories, but also for yourself. You cannot build a business on vibes. That is not what you build. You build chaos on vibes. And then you try and like put the sign of the business on top of that chaos. It gets to be different, ladies and gents. So they are the 5 things. I'm just conscious of the time and I really do have to run. So my one actionable tip for you, I've given you 5 components that were components of a really powerful story that align with what is needed to create a great business. Number 1 was a complex, exciting main character. Number 2 was a sense of challenge. No, let me go back and have a think. Having objectives and creating transformation. Number 3 was tension, obstacles, something not going quite right. Number 4 was some form of treasure, of payoff, of upside. And number 5 is about the structure. So my one actionable tip for you ladies and gents is to have a look at those 5 components and then have a look at how you have been crafting your business success story. Are those components in place? Are they doing what they need to do? Do you need more of one thing or another thing? Are you crafting a story that you are excited to read? Or is it a little bit helter-skelter and therefore in need of some work? Because if it is in need of some work and you like the cut of my jib, you like what I've been saying, and you figure you want to find out a little bit more about how I help women to build incredible businesses through that vehicle of cash flow and beyond, drop me the word story in comments or in the DMs, and I will be really happy to share more about how I could be of help and support to you. But in the meantime, ladies and gents, that is everything I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so, so much for joining me live. I hope this has been helpful. If you are still live and now you're like, okay, I've heard this message, this has been really helpful, tag a friend, tag a woman in business, tag someone who can really support, who this message will really support and help. It will be up on my various platforms pretty much as soon as I close it here. And in the meantime, ladies and gents, take care, have a beautiful rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you in the